Kenshi is a world where most people survive by fighting or by dying horribly. Greg Finderson is not one of those people. Greg doesn't want to conquer cities, lead armies, or become a legendary warrior. Greg wants to open a fast food business. In a world full of starvation, slavery, and constant violence, this is the story of a regular Greenlander trying to make cash by selling food instead of swinging a sword. This isn't meant to be a challenger run by any means. I mostly avoided combat, ran shops inside cities, and recruited workers and stuff. Just try to make money through actual business and not the normal Kenshi ways. With that in mind, here's how it went. Day 1 started the only way it realistically could in Kenshi. Yeah, I wasn't recording pretty much the whole first day, so this is just, so we're pretty much just skipping to the second day, which I mean, it wasn't that much going on anyway, So with that being said, we were pretty much just sneaking around, stealing from people, and doing whatever I could to scrape together some cash. I bought a crossbow early on, which helped a lot more than I expected, and spent most of the day mining copper like every other struggling entrepreneur. I also recruited Burn, but I don't think I got that recorded. But hey, Burn is Burn. He came kind of damaged though. I'm not sure why. He must have gotten fired or something before we recruited him. But yeah, we got Burn now. Now, it was time to build our shop, so we went to Squin to get some materials. There was a lot of back and forth and mining copper to afford the materials, but yeah, we ended up getting them, and we finished building around midnight. Yeah, we got it done. Finally, our first shop. Our focus now was on research, so we built the research bench and started working on learning new things that could help our new business, After starting our research though, we didn't really do anything different or new. It was really just mining and researching, of course. A bit boring, but we gotta do what we gotta do. On day 8, we went back to Squin again to grab iron plates so that we could upgrade the research bench and start to move things forward. Days 9 and 10 were where the business started to Days 9 and 10 was where the business started to take shape. We built the equipment needed to sell goods. We also picked up another recruit, slowly turning this into a real operation. Day 11 got really messy. We got into a fight and kind of won, so it's a win. Then we got into another fight with some Garu. It was yeah. The upside was there was a lot of meat, so we could cook that later and sell it and eat it, so that's really good. Day 12 was the first real test. We opened the shop for the first time. A few people stopped by and bought some cooked meat, but overall the sales were pretty underwhelming. I'm not sure why. I downloaded mods so customers would have more money, and I originally thought it's just because we were at the hub, but later on that proves that that's not what it was, but it's okay. Let's continue. Days 13 and 14 didn't change much. Same routine, same grind, except we added another recruit to help keep things moving. Day 15 was a reminder that this is still Kenshi. On the way back with supplies, we got jumped by bandits and absolutely wrecked. Between days 16 and 19, I decided food alone wasn't enough, which I'm not sure why. I decided to start operating with building clothes, even though the grog was, roughly cheaper depending on what we built. But I mean, unless we built like some martial arts bands and shirts, basic shirts and stuff. But I mean, if we were going to do that, if we were going to make clothes to sell and make actual profits, we were going to make the good stuff, which was going to cost more to buy than grog. But I'm not sure what I was thinking. I just wanted to try something else. So that meant more research, more materials, and more waiting. By days 20 through 25, we had plenty of grog, but no one could afford it. It was rough. It was very rough. So yeah, and decided to move the business into a real city. On day 22, one of my recruits got beaten badly and imprisoned by the Sheik and lost the arm. It was completely my fault for not paying attention. I just was not paying attention. Management is pretty hard. Yeah. On day 26, we finally set up our first proper shop inside Squin. A better location, better traffic, and people who had money, I guess, but we weren't getting sales. I'm not sure about, this. The mod was supposed to make them have more money to buy, but everybody was just broke apparently. I don't know. Not sure what was going on. Don't know. But yeah. And so I decided after, we set up our shop in Squin that is a good place to stop, especially since we wasn't getting any sales. So, you know, overall, we didn't really, I mean, we technically built the shop and, you know, did what we set out to do in the beginning, but it's just, we didn't get to completely be a business owner and like thrive in Kenshi, which I'm not sure if I'm gonna come back and continue in unless I either find another mod where they actually have money to buy stuff, or I don't know. I guess that's really it. Yeah. But with that being said, Greg Finderson didn't become a warrior, a warlord, or a legend, but he did survive Kenshi by trying to sell food in one of the worst places imaginable. So, but yeah, ultimately, if you know we're calling this a challenge, we failed, sort of, kind of, sort of. I do hope y'all enjoyed the video though. I hope y'all enjoy. Have a blessed day, guys, and yeah, peace.